This is Star Citizen Behind the Ships, all about the new RSI Apollo. You and me, right here, right now. Whoa, what an intro. Here's the video. I mean, the day the game looks this good when you play it, can you imagine?
The Apollo is a medium to large ship. It follows the more traditional RSI styling rather than the more modern sort of triangular shape styling we've seen on other RSI ships.
It's flat, it's sleek, it's cutting edge.
Not looking too industrial or like military.
It's like an ambulance.
I mean, those shots there are just giving Star Trek, like new Star Trek Discovery, but kind of like Voyager, like if Voyager was in Discovery. And I like that.
Lamborghini had a child. Yeah, man, it's a thing of beauty.
Oh, I like the
Medical
red.
ships in the game provide a variety of functions, ranging from initial treatment of injuries to fixing drug overdoses, as well as ultimately providing respawnability.
It was definitely a bit of a challenge because when I first looked at the ship, it looked like it was mostly flat shapes, but there's a lot of panels that fold in on top of themselves.
And compared to the original concept, it has
I mean, there's a lot of Constellation notes. They're both RSI ships, but this shot is really great for you to see the design language choices that Star Citizen uses. I love how you can tell what brand a ship is from just by looking at their panels closely. It speaks volumes about the design crew over at CIG.
changed in some ways, mostly dimensionally.
We tried to keep as much of the silhouette as we could, but when it came down to it, it just had to get a little bit wider and a little bit taller.
Those are the two versions, the Triage and the Medevac, and I'm sure they're going to go into detail about what's different about them in this episode.
And yes, the Apollo has the wheel lights, so it's nice and visible in space.
There they are. No siren, though. I mean, yes, no sound in space, but like, I want the sound. Don't you?
Within the Apollo family, there are two variants. The Triage is the base model, and then there is the Medevac, which improves upon the Triage by doubling the missile count and providing heavier armor.
Got it.
We got a lot of
Ooh.
cool paints. I think my favorite one is the Vitali
That one's great. I like that little subtle gold hint.
one that we were able to bring back from the Terrapin. I think overall the ship lends itself well to all kinds of nice paint jobs. It's just got a nice sleek look to it.
Obviously, medical gameplay tends to follow some combat gameplay or active combat gameplay. And as such, we've improved the offensive and defensive capabilities of the Apollo compared to its original concept standing. Pilot now has a pair of size 4 weapons to control,
Nice.
and the turret now has size 3 weapons on it as well for either the co-pilot to use if there is one, or the pilot has slave control over them by default.
I like that a lot. The fact that the pilot gets control of that turret by default is great. There are many ships in this game where the pilot does not get any control of the turrets. Some for balance reasons, others because maybe it's an older ship and they haven't gotten around to it. So I like that by default, the pilot gets that gun unless you have a friend who wants to use it.
When you enter the ship at the rear, you enter into this very fancy airlock ramp area.
Yeah, this
that
airlock is
wide
beautiful.
enough for
I
you
hope
to be
they
able to push
show it.
gurneys up and through and out again.
Right there.
You enter into what we call the triage area.
Very
You're gonna
cool.
have a central hallway that has a really nice skylight view to the exterior, and on each side you're gonna have a
Skylight
window
for
to the
vibes.
walls, which are giving you direct view to the med bays.
So this is a immediate place for, once you're on board the ship, to decide which of the two modular medical rooms you are going to put the patient into, or put yourself into.
2 beds is the tier 2 room. 1 bed is the tier 1 room. That's how I remember.
When you're in the medical bay, you're supposed to sort of have this feeling of sterile, bright colors, which we've also contrasted with the rest of the ship.
If it is not a medical emergency, you have 2 engineering cargo rooms immediately to your left and right for storing supplies and accessing components.
If you keep going in the center, you're going to go through a small engineering room.
And then you move forwards into the final room of the ship, which is the bridge and the habitation, as well as the central crew elevator that provides a second entrance into the ship.
Look at those controls again. These joysticks are giving classic SciTech X-52 vibes, right? Remember those sticks?
As well as the central crew elevator that provides a second entrance into the ship.
I really like this glass enclosure for the elevator here. I think it's very cool. It looks neat, and it also addresses the issue of atmosphere in ships and not venting atmosphere in rooms. So many ships in this game, if we actually had atmosphere that could vent, every time you opened any door, all the air would be gone. So I like that they're beginning to think about that when they design these new ships ahead of time. It's nice.
The beds are in the bridge because we wanted to leave as much space in the rest of the ship for mostly like the patients.
We've mentioned the Apollo is a modular medical ship, and included with every Apollo is 6 medical modules. And whilst there is 6, they are essentially left and right variants of the 3 medical tiers of beds that we have. You have aptly 3 tier 3 beds capable of fixing tier 3 injuries. Tier 3 beds, regeneration-wise, are designed for mission-specific regeneration ranges, such as Align and Mine, Jump Town, or other POIs like that. Tier 2 beds expand that range to encompass a distance that covers pretty much the majority of our planets in the universe. Tier 2 helps you recover from more serious injuries, and there is a pair on board in the Tier 2 medical module. And then we have the Tier 1 medical bed, capable of healing and restoring the most serious injuries in the game. And this is the primary ship in the universe at this point that has the regeneration range encompass the whole star system that you're in.
I know I already said it, but I really appreciate that they made these tier 1, 2, and 3 with the numbers of beds to match the numbers. I always forget which tier is which, so this is a helpful, easy way to remember. Great job.
And if you're not sure what tier responds to what injury, you can read more about that on the medical guide on our website.
I thought he was going to mention the number of beds. Never mind.
The Apollo and other medical ships are primarily designed for those players who want to support and help others in their journey throughout the game.
Can we see that airlock again?
Primarily designed
Right
for
here.
those players who want to
Love
support
that.
and help others in their journey throughout the game. But they are also useful for you as a solo player. If you just want to do things by yourself, you have that sort of home base that you can use in missions.
I'm super happy with the way it came out.
Yeah, I'm very happy with how the ship turned out. It's been very nice to go back to that classic RSI styling that a lot of longtime players will have grown up with the
I can't wait till we can actually pick up people like that. Do you see this?
classic
Look at this
RSI
nice
styling
animation.
that a lot of
Yeah,
longtime
I want
players
that.
will have grown up with the Aurora constellation.
Also, I want that high five emote.
It's just nice to see that in a newer visual style.
Wait, chat's saying you can do that. There's no way you can do that high five walk by move.
A lot
This?
of longtime
You
players
saying
will
this
have
whole
grown up
thing is in the game with 2
Aurora
friends?
constellation.
Up top, down low?
It's just nice to see that in a
No
newer
way.
visual style.
No way. Chat is wrong. I like that paint job. This is so Star Trek. Very Trek. Look at this again. Oh, chat was saying we can do the body pickup. I mean, look, if you can do that body pickup, it doesn't look like that. Like, I don't think I've ever seen it look that smooth. I think that's what I'm getting at. Not that smooth. All right, so this has been my first look at the RSI Apollo. My name's Ender. I stream on all the platforms. Come watch me live sometime, and maybe I'll even play some drums for you, if you're lucky. Until then, see you later.